Hi there, my name is John Moore, and I am a shamanic teacher. That means I teach shamanism and some other spiritual topics, but shamanism is my main thing. Today, I want to talk to you about karmic relationships. Now, this is a term, it's a pretty new term about something that has been around forever. And I want to answer the questions. What is a karmic relationship? How do I know if I'm in a karmic relationship? What do I do if I realize I'm in a karmic relationship? And how do I heal after a karmic relationship? Because karmic relationships, the way that we describe them, always cause conditions that require some healing. And in the healing, we grow stronger. So, in essence, all relationships have a karmic component. All relationships, everybody we're attracted to, not just physically, but we fall in love with, or that we're friends with, or that sort of thing. These are all karmic bonds in that we are fulfilling patterns. We're fulfilling old patterns, things from past lives, things from our childhood, all of these sorts of things. And in essence, you can either learn from them and heal from them, or you can continue to repeat them forever. And we see this really often with people who, date the wrong people all the time. They are attracted to the same kind of person who is not right for them, or is, unfortunately sometimes abusive. And I want to be a little bit vulnerable with you here for a moment, and I want to disclose a little something about myself. And I was not that long ago in what I would call a karmic relationship. I was in a living relationship with somebody who I fell in love with, and we had this like extremely passionate relationship. It happened really quickly. However, it quickly became abusive. She was very abusive physically, mentally, emotionally. We got into this sort of codependency thing, and it collapsed. The relationship fell apart dramatically. And those are, some of the characteristics that I'll talk about. And it required some healing. However, the healing is where we grow stronger. It's like when you break a bone and you heal from it, frequently the bone becomes stronger where the break was. And it's our healing, sometimes the wound becomes our medicine, the thing that we use to heal from past traumas and that sort of thing. So let's talk about what I mean when I say a karmic relationship. So you can get a sense of what I mean when I talk about it, and other people might mean different things when they talk about it, and totally fine. But here's my definition. So a karmic relationship is characterized by volatility and passion. So there's a high level of emotion, strong love feelings, and perhaps strong physical passion, but also volatility. So when there's arguments, when there's disagreements, they quickly become emotional. You wind up triggering each other's past traumas. And this is the core of the karmic relationship. This is the core of the karmic relationship, in that you are going through or reliving or bringing up past wounds, past trauma, past soul loss, as we would say in shamanism. And the reason you're doing that is so that you can heal from it. So while karmic relationships can, you can say this is a bad relationship, this is horrible, this is, I'm very wounded from this relationship, I'll never recover. You will. It's just going to require some healing. And the idea is that you are supposed to learn some lessons from that. And boy, did I learn a lot of lessons. I learned a lot of lessons about behavior that I would accept, red flags that I would accept in the beginning of a relationship, and that would warn me about things coming up in the future, and that sort of thing, and not to become codependent with somebody. So Yes, so karmic relationship, if you are in a relationship that started very quickly, got passionate very quickly, um, great deal of emotion, is highly volatile, there's usually a power imbalance where one person is either using guilt or what have you to gain power over the other person. Really good relationships are an equal sharing of power. And that's not, you know, sometimes an unrealistic goal. But if you both have the goal of having power with instead of power over, you can have a much healthier relationship. So the codependency, the volatility, lots of red flags. If you look back on a karmic relationship, I think I broke up with this person about 3 or 4 times, and we got back together many times. We should have stayed broken up, but I did have this these karmic lessons to learn. They will also cause you to relive some old stuff, some old family dynamics or old relationship dynamics. And that's the whole point, right? You're going through this stuff, and if you go through it over and over again, you're not learning the lesson, unfortunately. So, it's really important when these things end. And another characteristic of the karmic relationship is that they usually end fairly quickly. They always end. They don't go on forever because they just can't. And part of the healing from that is learning the lessons that are to be learned from that. And I sure did. Shamanically, so from the perspective of a shamanic healer, what happens very frequently during these relationships, they're traumatic, or you're reliving trauma, or there's this sort of psychic vampirism kind of thing happening. Very frequently, you'll experience what we call soul loss, which is, part of you escapes to safety, and doesn't come back right away. And this can create dissociative states, depression, health problems, all kinds of stuff. That being said, if you have any physical or mental health symptoms or conditions or whatever, always seek proper medical help first. Even though I'm a shamanic healer, I will only work with my clients if they have a physical condition or whatever, if they get that checked out first with their doctor. Use all the tools you have available. Spiritual healing is not a replacement for medicine. And I will be the first person to tell you that, even though I do spiritual healing with clients and teach people how to do it. However, if you have soul loss, you need to see somebody who is trained in soul retrieval, which is a shamanic technique to restore those lost parts. And anybody who works as a shaman or shamanic practitioner or shamanic healer, whatever they call themselves, should be, I don't very frequently use the word should, but should be trained and have very special training in soul retrieval, because it's a very specialized practice. It's not something you can learn from a book or over a weekend or online. You have to learn it face to face with a qualified teacher, and it takes a period of time. So find somebody who's qualified. If you've gone through this and you're feeling, after a relationship or during the relationship, you're feeling depressed, you get dissociated, you're feeling old traumas come up, you're starting to feel weak and tired, or have weird physical diseases or not diseases, but conditions that sort of defy diagnosis, you might want to talk to a shamanic practitioner. So that's all for now. I'll be talking a lot more about relationships and spirituality and shamanism, so please give my channel a subscribe. I'm just getting started out, but I hope to have lots of great information for you coming up very soon.